All right, in this video, let's talk a little bit about the prep. Now, what I'm curious about is having an 18-foot Marquesa. I can bring anywhere from 6 to 8 rods. I can bring 2 tackle boxes, and I can prep the night before with different leader weights and lengths and experiment with all kinds of stuff that I don't have to do a lot of stuff in the field. Mm-hmm. But as a kayak guide and pro, how do you address that? Because, I mean, you're kind of limited on what you can bring.
Yep, a little bit. I mean, most of the time I'll start off in the night, the night before we go out. Mm-hmm. I'll have 3 rods rigged up. I'll have a top water, mm-hmm. a sheep pup. I'll have a soft plastic like the paddlers on a weedless hook like the snake locks. It's probably one of my go-tos.
And the snake locks, if you guys need to look it up, just go to the Z-Man website, zmanfishing.com, and you'll love that hook.
That's one of my favorites for shallow water, mm-hmm. and it just has a lot of action with it.
That's right.
And then third, a Meridine or a Catch Junior. So I'm covering all the water depths. I'm covering the top, subsurface, and the bottom.
That's right.
All 3 of those baits.
Yep. So that covers it. And what type? I know you fish a very pressured fishery here in Tampa Bay. This may be one of the toughest venues to catch fish consistently that I know of in the entire state of Florida. This is why I moved. But you yourself, you're dealing with it, and how? I mean, is there lighter leader weights, longer lengths? What do you do?
I usually stick with a 3-foot leader.
Okay.
Unless I'm in an area that has snook, I'm usually sticking to 25-pound test leader.
Okay.
If there's snook in the area, I'll bump up to 30. Depending on the water clarity too, I might go down a little bit, 20 pound.
Drop.
But usually that 25-pound is a sweet spot, 3-foot length.
Catches just about everything.
Catches just about anything. Redfish, snook, trout. Those are the main 3 that I usually target on the kayak.
So in prep, those 3 rods that you're rigging, mm-hmm. what is the main line? Really, what do you use for braid weight to give you? Is casting distance even an issue as a kayak guy? Because you guys can slip right up on top of mm-hmm. fish. So maybe I'm overthinking this. Maybe casting distance doesn't matter as much.
I feel like a top water, mm-hmm. the longer the cast, the better.
Okay.
You can really get to those schools of mullet, or say if you see some commotion out there, you can reach them. But anything else, I mean, you're going up really quietly. You're not mm-hmm. making a whole lot of noise. So casting distance, I don't think is as important as, say, if you're on a boat.
Right.
Unless the water's super clear. Because if the fish can see you, it's pretty much a done deal.
Right. And fish, just so you know, if in 2 foot of water, they can probably see 15 degrees off the surface of the water. So in a boat, you could become very visible in a short distance, where in a kayak, you're invisible from a great distance. I mean, you can mm-hmm. really get pretty close to fish without them really feeling you. And bringing tackle on a kayak, that would bring up the next question. Mm-hmm. You're limited. So are you bringing just 2 3700 or 3600 series Plano boxes, or what are you bringing?
I try to keep just a few baits. There's only a couple of confidence baits that I like, and I keep it small. I don't want to bring a bunch of stuff, because the more stuff you have, it's just more clutter and you're switching baits. So usually a couple different boxes, 2 or 3 boxes, mm-hmm. hard baits, soft baits, and of course your jig heads.
Yeah, some terminal gear and exactly. things like that. How do you keep them? And we can address this in another video. How do you keep moisture, salt water out of mm-hmm. these boxes? Because I look at some of the places that you have to fish around here, and in a kayak, I would just mm-hmm. assume that you're getting a little damp most days.
I'm in a Hobie, so I don't have a whole lot of problems with water getting in the boat unless it's raining or if I'm hitting some pretty gnarly waves with it. But waterproof boxes like
that have the O-ring seal.
Has the O-ring. Yeah,
that's right.
Keeps water out, keeps everything from rusting. And then I also have a couple lure lock boxes that are pretty cool.
I've
mirror stick to them, which
I've become a fan of the lure lock box, but a lot of those aren't waterproof.
Yeah, they don't have the waterproof seal.
That's
just got to be a little bit careful.
Yeah, that's the other thing. So, and we'll talk a little bit about how you have to care for your equipment in saltwater, being a kayak angler. But so the prep the night before, 3 rods, just to condense it all, 3 rods. Your probably go-to leader weight's probably going to be 25 pound. That gives you the best average.
Yeah, for
but
all
you
three,
could
it's
fall
perfect.
down 20. You could go up to 30, depending if snook are available. And then you like 3-foot length leaders just because it probably gives you some adjustment with changing some baits throughout the day and not ending up
changing baits, getting frayed off by say a ladyfish or getting frayed by a snook. At least I can cut that a couple times before changing the whole piece of leader.
That's right. Okay, good advice.
Sir, thank you.
Stay tuned for our next video.